Velsura. That time I got sent back in time as a slime, by Lobotomiskii. Chapter 18 The Demon Instructor 3rd POV. Atop the grand stage in the center of Rimuru city, Emperor Veldora stood tall before the crowd of 100,000 that had gathered around him this morning. Beside him stood a girl, apparently between 12 and 14 in age, and earning a strange resemblance to a certain, infamous demon lord. But surely, that couldn't be her, right? Hello everyone. I am Demon Lord Milam Nava, the Destroyer, and they smack are Rimuru's knee, smack smack smack, sniffle bee bestie. Poor Milam now stood in tears before a shocked crowd. Obviously, hitting a child was not the right move in front of a crowd. How is Tempest's PR department gonna fix this? Just look at the shocked expressions of those monsters. Clearly, they are appalled at the behavior of their leader. Or, maybe they are just shocked that this little girl is really the Destroyer. Probably the latter. Veldora taking the silence as a signal for him to speak, not that he ever stopped speaking. Booms in laughter. Kua ha ha ha. Indeed, everyone, my knee. He shoves his hand into his mouth before he can say anything. Bestie Milam will now be staying in our city. Please do treat her kindly, and don't call her a child, unless you want to end up like those guys. He signals over to Benimaru and Gabiru, covered in bandages and barely standing up. Wahahaha. That's right, oh, and do remember to give me as much food as possible. She grins cutely at the crowd, taking them out of their trance and into a resounding applause. For what they are applauding, one can only wonder. Flamia POV. I really don't want to be here right now. Through my tears, I look at my fellow classmates, all members of the Imperial Guard, as Rimuru Sensei called it, and, to my dismay, they are all looking at me. Why did I have to get chosen for this? Out of the 50 people here, why am I the one that gets chosen to spar with the Destroyer? Ever since the war, Rimuru Sensei has taken the time to create an organized elite fighting force, which included the warriors, some of the ogres, and some orcs too. There's also a pair of insectoids and Cherry's Senpai, a flame spirit. And Rimuru Sensei has been teaching all of us the fighting arts he calls Veldora killing arts. Honestly, I think I have become quite strong in the past few weeks, but there is no way I can fight a demon lord. Kua ha ha ha. Good luck, Flamia. How will luck help me here? Luminous Sama, I will gladly be your little bunny slave if you help me out here. Wahahaha. Alright, bunny girl, let's do this. Whatever. Even if I can't win, I will at least last as long as I can. Milam draws back her fist, and I ready myself for her attack. But it's so fast. I barely dodged the first punch, and she's already preparing for a second one. Eek. While I repeatedly dodge, fighting for my life, Milam seems to be having fun, grinning sadistically as her attacks increase in speed. Flamia. Cherry's Senpai. She's not using her full power right now, she's just toying with you. Use that opportunity to get behind her. Right. Milam draws back for a roundhouse kick, and I take the opportunity to swiftly sneak behind her, and I raise my boomerang above my head. Milam, surprised that I managed to get behind her, quickly turns around to block, but it's too late. Good job. Now, Lopunny, use pound. I hear Cherry's Senpai's telepathic communication ring out inside my head, very loudly and passionately, in fact. Milam's face was blocked by her forearm, but that doesn't matter. With my unique skill, Dilettante, I have already found her weakest spot. Boom! My boomerang makes contact with Milam's face, and the force raises a huge dust cloud. Ha! That may not have killed her, but it should at least hurt her. But as the dust cloud settles, I hear the shrill laughter of the Destroyer. Wahahaha. Oh no. Meanwhile, she's making good progress. Ifritz remarks, with a hint of pride in his voice. Kua ha ha ha. Indeed. Veldora laughs, as always. But, did you just call her a Lopunny? Veldora questioned. Wah. Foo Cherries, flustered, turns his head away. Don't mention it. Kua ha ha ha. Back to Flamia. That was a great attack, bunny girl. Now it's my turn to attack, Drago. Oh. I'm gonna die. No, Milam. Rimuru Sensei rushed up to Milam and punched her, which did nothing to her, but she still stopped. Don't do that. You're going to destroy Tempest. But my ultimate attack, Milam complained. You told me that the ultimate attack was the proper way to finish a battle, meanie. Yes, but think about your surroundings for once. Even I'm not stupid enough to burn down an entire city while trying to defeat a small fry. N. You sure about that, buddy? If you aren't careful, I'm gonna take away your snacks forever. Rimuru-sensei crossed his arms and huffed. You're a meanie. Milim pouted, with tears in her eyes. HMPH. Learn to be more aware of the people around you. Rimuru-sensei turned his back on Milim and faced me. Flamia. Great work. You really surprised me there. He patted my shoulder happily.
Why yes. Thank you for your guidance, Rimuru-sensei.
Kua ha ha ha. Well then, class is dismissed. Remember to show up to the feast tonight. He waved his hand and walked away, dragging a sobbing Milim along with him. As soon as he left, I slumped onto the ground. I was so close to dying there. Demon lords are scary. Shizupov. My footsteps are heavy as I walk the path deep into the sealed cave. I heard that Veldora-san, the storm dragon, was there teaching his students. I still can't completely come to terms with how Veldora-san is actually the storm dragon, and from the future, and that there are individuals powerful enough to actually control time itself. After walking a while, I eventually reach a clearing. Watching from afar, I see that there is a large group of monsters gathered in the center, around Demon Lord Milim and another Majin. Are they fighting? I look at the Majin, who turns out to just be a particularly terrified rabbitman. Then I look over to Demon Lord Milim, who is. Eek. That's a scary expression, but seriously, there's no way Veldora-san would allow the destroyer to fight this poor bunny girl, would he? Certainly not. Veldora-san is clearly a very intelligent and sensible man, who would never. Kua ha ha ha. Good luck, Flamia. What the pack, Veldora-san. My heroic instincts immediately propelled me forward to save the defenseless bunny girl. I gripped my sword's handle and rushed towards the clearing. I knew that I had no hope of defeating Demon Lord Milim, but at least I can buy some time for Veldora-san to come to his senses. But before I could even draw my sword from its scabbard, I received a telepathic message from Veldora-san. Shizu, just sit this one out and watch. She's not as weak as you think. He looked at me with a confident grin on his face, and I stopped. He was clearly not lying, his voice sounded so sure. Wow. His confident voice is so hot. Shizu, stop. You shouldn't be fantasizing about a catastrophe-class evil dragon. After giving my forehead a good knock to make sure everything was all right in there, I turned back to the fight that was going on. And surprisingly enough, the bunny girl was holding on, dodging all of Demon Lord Milim's attacks. Good job. Now, Lopunny, use pound. I hear a loud, telepathic shout, and judging from the looks of the other monsters, they heard it too.
Wait, was that Ifrit? I saw Ifrit, Cherry's-san gritting his teeth, watching the fight intently. He even whooped in joy when the bunny girl's attack landed.
Cherry's-san is very different now. He used to be very cold, ironic, but now, it seems he is very passionate, and maybe even proud of this bunny girl, and it seems he's made friends with Veldora-san. As much pain as he has caused me, I still feel happy for him. Although, did he call the bunny girl a Lopunny? I remember that was one of those Pokemons things from my old world that Yuki-kun told me about. That was a great attack, bunny girl. Now it's my turn to attack. Drago. Hey, isn't that? No, Milim, don't do that. You're going to destroy Tempest. Veldora-san yelled, and punched Milim in the face, very hard. Milim, who was seemingly unfazed, immediately started to whine. But that was my ultimate attack. You told me that the ultimate attack was the proper way to finish a battle, meanie. Yes, but think about your surroundings for once. Even I'm not stupid enough to burn down an entire city while trying to defeat a small fry. If you aren't careful, I'm gonna take away your snacks forever. Strange. It seems Hiro-sense's view on Veldora-san is very different from his own. You're a meanie. Milim started to pout in frustration, quite cutely, in fact. While those two were bickering back and forth, I took a look around. Most of the monsters here I had met, or at least seen before, except for two strange insect-looking guys. They are insectors, aren't they? Wow, I never thought I'd actually see one. I had heard about insectors from Hiro-sensei, and from what I had heard, they were extremely strong. At least, the ones here certainly look the part. Maybe I should go talk to them. You are Shizu Izawa, right? Eep. My name is Apito, and this is my brother Zijin. We were both named by Lord Rimuru. My brother and I wish to be of better use to Lord Rimuru, and since you were close to him, would you please tell us what we can do to achieve that? EHH. How am I supposed to know that? Well, I do know, since I've been stalking him for the past few days, but that's cough besides the point. Well, what does Veldora-san like? Oh right, he's really passionate about manga, the same as Yuki. Maybe I could help them understand Veldora-san better that way? Well, I think maybe you should ask him about something called manga. I think that you could get to know V. Rimuru-san better that way. Thank you very much, Lady Shizu. We will be sure to ask as much as possible about this manga you speak of. Phew, that made me kind of nervous. Those two were strong, really strong, especially the beetle, Zijin. I feel like he could easily defeat me. Oi, Shizu, Agrigbdbrinkjern it's Veldora. Oh, hey, Veldora-san. Okay, calm down Shizu. The worst he can say is and wait. No, I'm not doing that. So, Shizu. I want to, ask you something. He chuckles a bit while twiddling his fingers. Wait. Is he going to ask me out? AHYGFYHUWFDOHQO. I just want to ask if you would. He blushes slightly, and my face goes completely red. Okay, calm down Shizu. Teach me how to sword fight. He droops a bit, nervously. Meanwhile, my soul has completely left my body. Alright. Sigh. Of course the storm dragon wouldn't ask me out, what was I even thinking? But, why me? I mean, Hakuro-san is probably a better swordsman. Not that I wouldn't teach you or anything. I quickly correct myself in case he changes his mind. It's just, Hakuro's teaching style reminds me of someone really scary. His expression is quite dark, traumatized, even. I'm only slightly scared of her though. Of course, I wouldn't be scared of anyone. Who in the world is able to traumatize the storm dragon to such a degree? Alright. I'll teach you swordplay. I concede, just because my heart hurts when I see my little dragon so sad. Thanks, Shizu. That is much appreciated, and he flies away. Wait. The storm dragons. Sensei, how did this happen? Veldora Pov. The next day. I'm quite excited today. I've always wanted to learn swordplay, but I have never found a suitable teacher. Hakuro is too scary, Rimuru's fighting style doesn't suit me, Benimaru is always too busy, and most other sword instructors would just run away when they see me. And of course, I'm never going to take Velgren Ni as my teacher. I'm really grateful that I have Shizu here to teach me. She's so gentle and kind, completely unlike Velsard Ni. Alright, so we'll start with stances. Just copy my stance. Shizu instructs, and I do my best to copy her pose. This is quite easy. Alright, now that that's done with, we'll move on to some basic swings. For your first try, just do your best, okay? She smiles gently at me, and I feel a wave of passion overcoming me. Of course, I'll show you my best swing. Swoosh fufu, that was great, wasn't it? Veldora. Yes, roll with the praise. What the hell was that? Shizu snarls. I look over at her, and I see that her gentle expression is nowhere to be found, replaced with an icy scowl, reminiscent of third Pav. And so, on that day, Veldora discovered why Shizu was known as the demon instructor of Freedom Academy. Zijin POV. Somewhere in the sealed cave. I must thank Lady Shizu for her advice. This manga has truly opened my eyes to the world of strength and power that the great Lord Rimuru must have descended from. This one I am studying now, I can barely describe it. The protagonist is able to defeat any opponent in a single punch, and can blow off chunks of a planet with a single heave. If this is the level of strength that Lord Rimuru expects from me, then I must follow duly, and work harder than ever before. Third Pav. And so begins the journey of Veldora's student, who now each and every day does 100 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, and runs 10 kilometers diligently, so that he may impress his master, and gain the fabled limitless strength of the One Punch Man. May he meet great fortune on his quest for power.